Ty, what's up, man? What'd you have for breakfast?
Turkey bacon.
Anything else?
Nope.
Orange juice, water?
Nope. A little coffee. Yeah.
Turkey bacon, coffee.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go off that. So last time we talked, we had had a little discussion about the drug testing, and I know you were stepping in to fight Rob. Now he's out for the drug testing. Can you just talk to me about like what you thought? I know you had mentioned that you felt like there were other people. Was that who you were hinting at?
I mean, still, I think there's other people. You know what I mean? Like I said, and I don't think it's just the PFL. I think I train with guys in UFC, Bellator, One, all that, and it's like they're hard. They're the only ones. You know what I mean? I think a lot of dudes are on steroids. That's what I think.
You had mentioned you kind of thought maybe there needs to be kind of a change, not necessarily more drug testing, but maybe just sort of kind of opening it up. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, go one way or the other, but at the end of the day, like, don't say that, you know, like, it's obviously not an even playing field if half my division popped. You know what I mean? Like, either open it up and let us all do it, or, I mean, get way more stringent. But I don't really know the answer. Like, I just fight. Like, I don't do the operations. I don't do any of that shit. But it's like, you know, and again, like, this isn't, you know, like, this is, I think, like, ubiquitous amongst all the promotions. Like, I don't think it's just PFL, but at the same time, like, I don't think it's an even playing field right now. I think that, like, especially you get guys from foreign countries, like, it's very hard to test those guys, especially with their athletic commissions, but I don't think it's an even playing field. I don't know what the solution is. Like, I think you got to go one way or the other, but right now it kind of almost seems like you've got 1 foot in, 1 foot out kind of thing, and it's, I mean, it is what it is. I don't really care too much because most of the guys that popped lost, and some of the guys that won didn't look fantastic anyway. I think it helps more in camp, which would be nice, but it is what it is.
Is there a bit of a letdown that Rob's out? Now you guys can't fight the last season's champ.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to that. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things where it's like he trains in Denver too. I didn't know that, but it was, yeah, I mean, I looked at it as an opportunity. I get to fight, you know, next guy's champ. I think some of these guys are getting easier matchups and whatnot. I got a semifinalist in my first round. A lot of people expected me to lose. I think I dominated. I think I was going to do the same to Rob. And he also trains with Dustin Jacoby, who I fought on Contender Series. And, I mean, he just beat my ass. And I was kind of looking forward to getting that back. You know what I mean? All respect to Dustin Jacoby, but it's, you know, it's something where it was like, damn, like, they both train out of Factory X, they're training partners. I was kind of looking forward to, you know, kind of making it even a little bit, getting that win back, and, you know, I think I've grown a lot since then, so it's definitely a bit of a letdown. You know?
Last one for me. What about the new opponent? What do you think of him?
Props to him, man. Props to him for taking the fight. I mean, he took it on 2 weeks' notice. He's getting up there in age. I don't mean that disrespectfully. The guy's a vet. He's been around. I mean, and he fought like a month ago and he lost, and he still took the fight. So, I mean, he's a well-rounded, dangerous guy. Nothing bad to say about him. You know, I think it's a good fight, a good matchup for me. But I just had a champ camp. Like, I was just training for the champion, and he's coming off of a loss on short notice. So it's going to be a tough fight for him. But, again, props to him for taking the fight.
So many people were pulled out of obviously the light heavyweight tournament in particular. Were you concerned maybe they might just scrap the thing entirely?
I probably should have been now that I think about it, but it was kind of really fucking funny. Like, it was just like every day we were like, oh, dude, there's another one. And my coach was, even this week, he's like, motherfucker, if you test positive. And I'm like, I didn't do anything. Like, maybe there was a tainted supplement. Like, I don't know. If they test for weed, I'd probably test positive. But I'm from Colorado, so it's legal there. But no, I mean, now that you mention it, I probably should have been. But we thought it was really funny. Like, it was like a daily laugh for us.
It's clearly an issue you're pretty passionate about, though.
What?
The whole drug testing thing.
Not really. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Like I said, I mean, I think a lot of dudes are on steroids, especially at the top. But it's like, again, most of the guys that tested positive lost, and then the guys that won, like, look at the Jocko fight. I was supposed to fight him, and he fought Flores. That was a shitty fight. Like, they were mad that, like, Jocko lost, but it's like neither of the guys looked great, and they were both on the sauce. You know what I mean? I mean, Rob, he fought Tiago. Like, that was a step up in competition, but it's like he did not look like the Rob of last year. and Tiago's on what, like a 5-fight skid or whatever. So it's like, again, I don't think it's like this end-all be-all thing, but it's, I don't know, man. Like, either go one way or the other. Like, don't test us or be at our house every morning at 5 a.m. I don't know.
Does it upset you that this has been like a huge part of the build-up for this? I mean, you've got to change opponents and everything. Like, it's even this scrum we're doing right now, all the questions are about this one
Yeah,
particular
it
issue.
was funny when I was walking over. I was like, dude, I wonder how many steroid questions they're going to do. You know what I mean? No, I mean, I guess so. I mean, it makes sense. It's your guys' job. Of course, half my fucking division tests positive. You guys are going to ask about it. Like, it is what it is. But, I mean, no, I mean, it's big news. So it's, of course, you guys are going to ask. But in terms of the opponents changing, like I said, I'm there to do what I'm going to do, impose my will. It's like, I've had 3 opponents, so every guy does different things, different stances, you know, different things to worry about. But at the end of the day, it's like I'm going in there to do what I'm going to do. So
I suppose in this kind of tournament format, it kind of, you're prepared to fight 4 times in the year anyway, so it's not as big as it would have been if you were, in a different promotion.
I mean, this is my 4th fight in 6 months because I had 2 fights like right before I got into PFL, and I remember like talking a little shit at the beginning because I was like, oh, you guys can't fight 4 times in a year, like whatever, you guys don't hit your recovery. I'm gonna definitely walk that back because I'm feeling that. Like I did 4 fights in 6 months, and now the next one's in what, like 8 weeks, which I'll take a week off, and then there's fight week, so it's really like 6 weeks of training. So yeah, it's pretty tough. Like I definitely underestimated that. So
And then the next one after that's only, another 8 weeks after that?
is it?
Or something like that, November
No.
maybe? A little bit more than that?
I think so.
I hope so, because I usually do September, I go elk hunting and whatnot, and if that
Yeah,
sucks.
you-
I mean, of course, if I'm going to fight for a championship and $1 million, I guess I'll skip it, but I'll be pretty bitter about it.
Hasn't really changed your like kind of the main goal is still that $1 million in that world title though. That, like none of this stuff over the last 2 weeks has kind of changed.
No, I mean, definitely the thing's the title. The $1 million is the $1 million. Like, money is going to come and go. Like, I used to work in finance. Like, I had a good job. I left it. I left my job earlier. I took my job earlier this year. I'm not going to say I left it because I kind of got laid off. But it's one of those things where, like, if I want to make money, I can go make money. Making money is not hard. It's like I want to do it for the glory, for a champion. If anything, I lose money by fighting. So $1 million is just a cherry on top. You know, like, there's going to be plenty of time to make money.
So with that said, Ty, what's your why? You know, you said you walked away from the money, a nice job and everything. Why do you train your ass off in order to come here and compete 4 times a year?
I don't know how else to do it, you know? Like, that's just what I like to do. Like, I like to fight. I like the lifestyle of all I have to do is fight. I get to do hard shit every single day. I get to have days where I get my ass kicked, like this camp. There were several days where I got my ass kicked, you know what I mean? It's just like a good way to live, you know? That's just what I like to do. I like to do, I mean, I don't think it's extreme stuff, but like when I'm not fighting, like I said, I love to go hunting. I was going to do a bear hunt after this, but dude, there's no way I can recover and be hiking 50 miles in a week. Like, it's just not going to happen. And then, you know, I like to go hunting. I like to go fishing. I like to do, you know, stuff like that. It's just how I like to live. You know what I mean? I did like the finance thing, and it's like I mainly work from home. I would have to go in the office a little bit, and I just fucking hated it. You know what I mean? Like, the money was nice, but like everybody just kept getting like progressively fatter, and you know what I mean, more miserable. They were losing their hair. They were like, yeah, you're making a lot of money, but you look like shit. You know what I mean? Like, I get to go and I get to fight. I get to do hard shit every day. I get to train, and that the hard shit's like really important. You know what I mean? Like, it mentally calluses you. Like, I get a chance to prove myself every single day, and I don't do it every single day. Some days I have, you know, shitty days, but it's nice because I train 6 days a week. So it's like, you know, I get my ass kicked on a Tuesday, and it's like about Friday or Saturday. You know what I mean? So I'm very blessed and grateful for that.
And what would that Ty that was sitting there, either working from home or going into the office, what would he think about, you know, the man that's standing in front of us right now, in front of all the cameras, about to compete?
I think he
Professional
would have
Fighters League.
thought that he probably should have done this full time sooner. You know?
Indeed. And my final question is, your last couple of victories have gone to decision, and you've won those.
Yeah.
Do you put any pressure on yourself to finish the fight early?
Not early, but definitely finish the fight. Like, earlier in my career, I finished a lot more. You know, I had knockouts, I had subs. But I think, like, the last 2 years, like, I switched up coaches, and I was just doing different parts of my game. You know, for instance, I only started going southpaw, like, 3 or 4 years ago. And now it's, like, kind of my preferred thing to do. So it's, you know, one of those things, like, Yeah, I've won some decisions, but if you like watch those fights, like I like bring so many more weapons in my arsenal. You know what I mean? Like better wrestling, better transitions. I think is where it's really gotten better. But the striking, the footwork, of course. So I think it's like the past 2 years I've kind of been figuring that out, doing that in the fight. But you know, like the last one, I was pretty pissed because I felt like I could have finished the guy, but it was, you know, I was just listening to my coaches. Like I probably could have finished it on the feet, but they kept saying go for the takedown. So fuck it, I'll go for the takedown. I'm not gonna argue.
Thursday night, you talk about you want to make that conscious effort to finish more fights because you were frustrated with your last fights. Is that the strategy going into Thursday? Are you going into Thursday night looking to definitely finish your opponent in impressive fashion?
Yeah, I mean, I think so, but it's like I'm going to be doing the same stuff I've already been doing. It's just more confidence because, you know I've been there. I know I can do this. I know I can do that. You know, so I've stress tested it now, you know, several times. You know what I mean? But it's like I haven't beaten bums. You know what I mean? Like it's been, you know, like I said, the last guy I fought was a semifinalist. The guy before I fought, right before I got in here, was an All-American wrestler. The guy before that was a #1 ranked guy in Canada. And it's Canada, but it's still, you know what I mean? You know, before that, I had Myron Dennis. That was, you know, Glory kickboxer, UFC vet. So it's like, it's not like I'm fighting bums. You know what I mean? I see a lot of these guys, they fight like cans. Like, it's like my favorite thing on Contender. You know, like, look at the guys, like the records of the guys they fought, and it's like, Jesus Christ, dude. It's like, I don't think I've ever fought a guy with a losing record. You know what I mean? So there is a little bit of that. So.
And you talk about that confidence. My other question was, you talk about that confidence. Do you feel like every win that you get, and you feel like the more momentum you build, do you feel that confidence continuing to rise, especially with you being one of the top guys in your division right now?
I mean, kind of, but the confidence really comes from the training room. You know what I mean? It's like the fight is just where I get told what I already know. You know what I mean? Like that's just like the part everybody sees, but it's like you notice it during training camp. It's like, you know, what do you say? Like the days are long, but the weeks are short. It's like we don't have like a large team at Elevation, but we have a very tight-knit, good team, especially for big guys. And it's like, dude, every day, like we're looking to kill each other. I mean, we're not stupid about it. Like it's not like we're trying to knock each other out or anything, but it's like if you're having a bad day, it's like we're not going to go light. You know what I mean? So it's like with that, it's like we're in there every single day, and it's like I don't know that I've ever had a fight that's harder than a typical training session. You know what I mean? So that's what gives me the confidence.
So, Todd, this design with Undisputed World of MMA, I wanted to ask, looking at the steroid controversy, and you talking about these fighters, do you think this makes your weight class more difficult, or it's you see it as being a little easier? What's your thoughts on how you look at the weight class and the fighters?
I guess it would be easier because now half the division doesn't have any points, you know? And then plus there were some guys that are still in that didn't test, but they lost. So it's, I think the only ones with points right now are me, Silvera, and Hamlet, I want to say. So I guess it would be easier, but again.
So
like,
you're going home with it?
With what?
With $1 million?
I'm going to try, yeah. I mean, that's the plan.
All right.
You know? I probably wouldn't be there if I didn't want to, you know? Like, that'd be nice, you know? So,
Thank you.
you got it.
What holes do you see in Rob game that you can exploit?
Rob?
Rob game.
Oh, he was taking steroids, so that kind of got him out of the tournament.
He's not going to be here, bro.
Yeah. Are you talking about Dan?
Dan.
I mean, dude, he's fighting a month after he got knocked out. And again, props to him. Thank you for taking the fight because I don't know if I would have been able to fight, you know? So that's got to be a hole. You know what I mean? Like, it takes a while to recover. And I train with Kamosi every now and then. Like, he's from Denver, too, the guy you just fought. And he's a good dude. You know what I mean? I do pretty well against Kamosi. But what I see with Dan is he kind of seems a little lost on the ground. He has good, tricky striking, but I don't think he doesn't throw a ton of volume. I like to throw a lot of volume. And then again, like this is going to be any guy I face. I'm coming down from Elevation, you know. Before I would fight, before I had moved out to Denver, I had a pretty good gas tank. Now it's like I never get tired. So, you know, he was doing a bare knuckle fight before this, and now a month later he's doing an MMA fight. It's like I don't think he was probably training ground before that. So it's like, you know, it's going to probably be tough. You know what I mean? That's my thoughts on it. So.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up so we can get the next one here.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you guys.